His name is Sanju Samson, and his story carries some of the most powerful psychological lessons I ever seen in any career. Sanju Samson is a Kerala cricketer, one of the most naturally gifted batters India has ever produced. Experts compared his technique to Rohit Sharma, but for most of his career, he couldn't break into Indian team. He would get called up, then dropped, called again, benched, performed brilliantly, overlooked for the World Cup score twice. And here is the things that makes his story so relevant for your career. He never had a mentor, no legacy, no political backing, just a boy from small coastal village in Kerala trying to make it on talent alone in a system that was not always designed to see him. Now, let's see his psychological lessons. The lesson one, your environment can misread you, not just reject you. When Sanju was at 11, he failed to make the Delhi under 13 team. His father, a police constable and ex footballer, took voluntarily retirement, uprooted the family, and moved to Kerala. Same boy, new environment. And within months, Sanju was scoring centuries, captaining state sides, and breaking records. The talent was never the problem. The fit was. How you apply this in your career, if you are consistently underperforming in your current role, not because you are lazy, because something just doesn't work. Ask yourself honestly, is this wrong job or the wrong company culture or even the wrong industry for who I am? Psychologists call this person environment fit. And when it is poor, even talented people look mediocre. Before you decide you are not good enough, make sure you are in the right room. Lesson 2, keep performing for yourself, not just for recognition. In 2019, Sanju was not in India's plans. Nobody was really watching him. And in that moment, playing for Kerala against Goa in domestic tournament, he walked out and hit an unbeaten double century, the fastest double century by an Indian in List A cricket history. He didn't do it because a camera was rolling. He did it because that is simply how he plays. That performance brought him back to the national squad after 4 years of invisibility. So how you apply this in your career? This is psychological concept called intrinsic motivation. Doing something because the work itself matters to you, not because of what it earns you. Sanju's double century is the perfect case study. When you perform only for recognition, your output dips every time the audience disappears. But when you perform because you care about the quality of your own work, your standards stay high even in the invisible phase. And here is a career truth. Your invisible phase is often when your most important work happens, because that is when you build the depth that later become undeniable. Lesson 3, build evidence, not arguments. For years, Sanju could have complained, but Sanju's own response was almost silence. He just kept scoring. In late 2024, he hits T20 century against Bangladesh, then another again in South Africa, then another against South Africa, then third. Three T20 international centuries in a single calendar year. Something no batter in the world had ever done. He didn't change the selector's mindset with words. He changed it with an irrefutable record. So how you apply this when you feel overlooked at work, when you're passed over a project, a promotion, a leadership role, the intrinsic is to speak you, to argue your case, to make noise, and sometimes that is necessary. But the more powerful long-term strategy is to build evidence that speak for itself. Document yourself, take on one project and deliver it exceptionally, create something others can point to. In any career, corporate, creative, and entrepreneurial, a strong track record is louder than any conversation you will ever have in a manager's office. Sanju Samson won the T20 World Cup with India. A decade after being first ignored, after two World Cup he wasn't selected for, after sitting on benches and watching others bat in his place. But here is what I want you to hold on to from his story, and I want you to make this personal. The system does not always reward talent on time, but it almost never permanently ignore a person who refuses to lower their standards, and even when no one is watching. So if you are in that invisible phase right now, not getting the call, not getting the credit, go back to these three questions. Am I in the right environment? Am I performing for the work or only for the reward? And am I building a record or just waiting to be discovered? Answer those honestly, and your career will shift. Maybe not tomorrow, but it will shift. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Thank you.